Scouts have two jobs to do: light up the darkness and collect the nitra, gold, and mission objectives the team needs to get paid. Management pays them handsomely for their work, exactly 25% of the mission total for a 4-man job. Well, Scouts, it's time to pack up your hover boots and your grapples. Drillers are about to start taking all of your jobs as more and more start using this build that I want to show today. Drillers, management might even be thinking about giving you a promotion for all of this extra work you're going to be doing. So let's go over the EPC mining build that you'll want to use, how to EPC mine so you can put scouts out of work, and with great power comes great responsibility. So we need to end with some important things that'll keep you from getting kicked out of every mission that you join. With this build, there's 3 goals I had in mind that make this my favorite build for EPC mining exclusively. There is another build that I like a little bit more, so make sure to subscribe to the channel or join the Discord so you know when that video is out. For this build, it needs to be able to EPC mine well, it needs to be easy to do, and it needs to have plenty of ammo for those of you learning how to EPC mine, and enough ammo so you can do the scout's job. In tier 1, we're going with larger battery for increased ammo capacity. This is one of our build goals, and the other 2 options just don't help us EPC mine at all. They're not bad options, but they don't give us what we need. In tier 2, heat shield hits our other build goals of being able to mine well and mine easily. With less heat buildup when charged, we're able to mine more often. Since we can use it more often, it makes a huge difference when you're learning how to mine. It gives you a lot more wiggle room to get the timing you need down so that you can build up that EPC mining skill. As you build that skill up, you'll start moving from mine to mine like no other class can do. When you're ready to take off the training wheels though, you might want to swap to overcharged plasma accelerator, just not right now. Overcharged plasma accelerator increases the projectile velocity of your normal shots, which is another way of making mining easier. For master drillers, they use this to pop their charged shots faster and mine quickly with precision accuracy. In tier 3, hands down the best option is crystal capacitors. Don't get me wrong, improved charge efficiency is really good because it saves you a ton of ammo, but you end up waiting around for forever. In exchange for saving some ammo, the scout can jump to what you want to mine before you get the chance. Go crystal capacitors and I promise you that you won't want to swap for improved charge efficiency. In tier 4, it's really simple. We go high density battery for even more ammo. In tier 5, we have to go with thin containment field. EPC mining is impossible to do without TCF. When your charged shot blows up, it creates a massive explosion that deals AoE damage to bugs and destroys terrain. And then the cherry on top of this build is the energy rerouting overclock. It's a clean overclock that increases your ammo and charge speed without any downsides. This overclock makes the build easier to use, it makes your mining better, and it gives you more ammo. Now you know the build to use, but how do you actually EPC mine? Mining is actually really simple to do, but difficult to execute. It takes time to master the window that you have for the charged shots, and then the hardest part is being able to hit that charged shot in the exact spot to mine what you're aiming for. Here's a quick exercise you should do in Hazard 1 missions to get the hang of everything in about 5 minutes. And if you wear headphones when you play, if you pay attention while you practice, you start to pick up when to release the charged shots, sort of like driving a stick shift. Find the nearest nitra, gold, or really anything that you want to destroy. Gold and Morkite are probably the easiest to practice with because they're inside the wall instead of hanging outside the wall. This makes it easier for to aim the charged shots without detonating it early. Once you found some Morkite, go directly underneath it so you're looking straight up at it, then move to the side a little bit so you're aiming parallel with the Morkite. You'll know you're in the right spot if you shoot a regular shot and it goes right past the Morkite without hitting it. Now what you want to do is practice shooting charged shots at the exact moment that the indicator on the gun turns green. Once it turns green, it starts to overheat. That window until it overheats isn't very long, which is why we went with heat shield in tier 2 to increase the time that you have before overheating. Once you've shot a couple charged shots, now you want to practice shooting that projectile with a normal shot. This causes that huge thin containment field explosion that'll destroy the Morkite for you. Once you finish mining that, move on to something else and just keep practicing this until you get the hang of it. When you're ready for a challenge though, try mining items from different angles and from different distances. That's what separates the average drillers from the masters. Now you know the build to use and you know how to mine, but you also need to know that it's not perfect. There's 2 huge pros for this build, which are why I personally run this build 90% of the time I play driller, but there's also 4 serious disadvantages that are enough reason for a lot of people to choose to not use this at all. This build mines a lot of minerals and mission objectives instantly. I love running this because it makes missions a lot easier, and I find collecting everything in the level a really fun reason to keep coming back to Deep Rock Galactic. Even if some minerals like gold might not be that valuable after a while, this build is also pretty good at wave clear, at least for the trash enemies like grunts and swarmers because of the high burst AoE damage. damage. But that's also 3 of the disadvantages. It's great for wave clearing weak enemies, but it doesn't do enough damage for guards and praetorians, which are really common in the highest hazard levels. It's great at wave clear, but not when you don't have ammo because a resupply hasn't been called yet and you use what you had mining already. It does high burst damage, but the Sabata is better at single target damage on oppressors, menace, dreadnoughts, and bulk detonators. But the 4th disadvantage is it does do enough damage to your teammates that you can really piss them off if you hit them with your thin containment field. The higher the hazard level you play on, the more damage you do to your teammates. And this is secretly the most important part of the video. Hundreds of drillers get kicked from missions each year, missions that belong to drillers. For each Reddit thread, Discord post, or YouTube comment complaining about drillers at EPC Mine, there's a dozen examples that don't get shared. That means there's a lot of players that look down on EPC Mining because they had a bad experience with a leaf lover instead of a real driller. Drillers, just because you can mine that gold or nitra faster than the scout doesn't always mean that you should. Yes, it's awesome to make everyone's job easier, but pay attention to where your teammates are. When you see an engineer shoot a platform under some morkite, your first thought is to mine it with this new build that you saw a video on. But where's the scout? Is he off picking flowers in apoca blooms? Okay then, go ahead and EPC mine. But if the scout is nearby though, he's probably looking to grapple to the platform and start working on that morkite. Just because you have a faster way of mining minerals, it doesn't give you permission to hit them with a thin containment field blast because they're too close. Remember, this is a co-op game, so we all work together for the good of the rocks and the stones. Go play solo with Bosco if the only person and experience that you care about is yourself and no one else's. Drillers, this is the build that made me fall in love with the class. It's so much fun being able to mine nitra, gold, morkite, mission objectives, blow up bugs, loose dirt, radiation crystals, electricity crystals, stabber vines. Really, there's just so much that you can do with this one build. The only thing you shouldn't do is use it on your teammates. Scouts are already out of a job, guys, and engineers are also getting kicked for running Fat Boy, which I plan to fix in a video next week. But let's stop getting drillers kicked because we're killing our teammates. Yes, that also includes the satchel charge, guys. Use this build responsibly or drillers are getting laid off next. And I love driller and I don't want to see that happen. With this build, you're able to EPC mine well, it's easy to do, and you have plenty of ammo if you're learning how to EPC mine or you're looking to replace the scout on your team. If you like this video, I have more early access and exclusive content on my Patreon, patreon.com/legionless. All of my best stuff is always free here, but if you don't want to wait for more content, Patreon helps me pay for editing so I can bring you more videos. Thanks for watching. This whole world twice, if I could be a paradise.